Now the next step is really important. You really should make sure that you save your project with the new audio files with an appropriate name. And like I said, you've still got the original project that you can call upon in terms of the MIDI parts, but this is a completely new project. Hit save. Now Logic will copy all of these files into a new folder so that they're ready for mixing. Now the next step is to make sure that things are tidy and in place, and in fact in a logical arrangement. Okay, if I click this, I'm just going to make sure that everything is sitting in the window. Now right here we've got big lead, brassy synth, strings and so on. There's some drums, some claps here and strings here. So what we want to do now is start to organize things and put them in some sort of logical order. So I'm going to start with drums at the top. This step here is all about arranging things. So let's start with snare at the top. There should be a kick drum. I don't know why the kick drum is not there, but if we did have a kick, oh, there we are. So I generally have kick, snare. Start with a kick, snare. I'm going to pull this down, and then I'm going to pull all my snares together and arrange things. And the reason why we need to arrange them, maybe you had everything arranged in the MIDI production, but when Logic imports audio, it imports them in alphabetical order. That's why T is at the bottom. So tech chords is at the bottom, then synth stabs and so on. So this is going in reverse alphabetical order. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a minute and just organize all of these into groups, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done a really quick rough rearrangement, and we've got drums and percussion at the top. We've got the effects here, sound effect. We've got piano. Then we've got some pads, synth lines, and down here we've got strings, and then some more sort of pads. In fact, I can pull that up here to this one and pull this pad up here as well, and we're good to go. All right, so we've now arranged everything in some sort of logical order in terms of grouping things together. So let's move to the next step. So now we've arranged everything in groups. What we're going to do is go one step further, and we're going to color code the audio regions. Now there's shortcuts for pulling up the color palette, and that is Option C. Okay, and I'm going to start by coloring all of my drums the same color. Let's click the first one, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key and then use the down arrow to highlight all of these. So my percussion, let's say they were red, and now I'm going to color code my sort of pad keyboardy type sounds. So choose the first one, hold down the Shift key and use the down arrow to there. And this one I'm going to have as orange. I'm going to have the synth and lead lines, these ones here, I'm going to have as, let's say, pink or whatever color that is. And this group, okay, and this group I'm going to have as blue, or that color. All right, so at a glance, you can see the groups, especially for those of us who are more visual in the way we operate. This really helps. Now, another really handy tip that you can use is to add notes to your project. So if you were to come up here and you click on the notes icon, you can add notes to the project or to the track. And let's say I wanted to add a stereo delay to the piano. Maybe I can go to track, I can go here, click that, and I'm going to go add stereo delay to piano. Okay, done. And if I'm on track and I'm jump to the piano track, I can see the notes related to the piano track. And let's say I wanted to add something to the sync spell, I can do the same to each individual track. Okay, again, a really handy tool that you can use just to remind you of bits and pieces.